Hey everyone, welcome to Cosmic Consulting. I'm Nikki and this is Shahir.
Yeah, Suprasensory Shahir.
Yes, Suprasensory Shahir. Okay, so we are going to do a joint reading. It's gonna be for the collective. It's gonna have some astrology banter for the full moon in Pisces happening on September 2nd, 2020. So for those of you in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, it's happening at 1:23 p.m. And if you're into angel numbers, 123 is kind of considered an angel number. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What do you think about it?
It
What
is.
do you think 123 could mean?
It's just like everything is in alignment. It's like, it's like has a very sequential feel to it.
Like a sequential ascension.
Ascension, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the astrology of the full moon in Pisces.
Yes.
So if I'm not mistaken, the chart is Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius ascendant. So the background ruler of this full moon will be Jupiter in Capricorn, for those like in Asia at least.
Yeah. I think it is for like globally.
Okay. Oh, I mean, depending on the different timings.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like, it's always, okay, nothing.
I feel like because in other like places it's gonna be different timings. So
Yeah,
it is
okay.
gonna be different ascendants.
Yes,
actually,
yes.
Which will lead to different planetary rulers.
Mhm.
So in this case, the ascendant is in Sagittarius, and Jupiter is the ruler.
The ruler.
And
It's actually
Jupiter
the
is
ruler.
fallen. So Jupiter is in a position where he can't really do much. So all he does is all he can do at this point is sort of keep it real.
Keep it real.
Keep it real, and especially in this year, keeping it real has not been cute. Right?
Yeah, but and it's also interesting that like the Jupiter is also the ruler, like traditional ruler of like the full moon itself.
Really?
Because a Pisces full moon.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
So it's like
Oh yeah, it's
So-
also a Jupiter rule. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So the full moon itself is like Jupiter ruled as well.
So I feel like with every Pisces moon and the emotional expansion that Pisces brings, I feel like that's always going to be there, and because it's a full moon, it's going to be amped up.
Yeah.
And funny enough, tonight is the peak of the Hungry Ghost Festival.
Yeah.
So it's definitely no surprise that the veil is really thin, and synchronicities and supernatural shit can happen much more frequently. But when I say supernatural, it's not necessarily like ghostly activity per se, right? Yeah. So it feels I feel like it's a healthy dose of mysticism brought down to earth.
Definitely, that's definitely true. Especially because it's like Jupiter, although it's like fallen, right? But in a way, it's kind of like sextiles the moon ish
By sign.
and also like trines Mercury, which is the ruler of Virgo. So in a way like how this full moon somehow like they talk to each other more, like with the sun and the moon they talk to each other more. So I feel compared to other full moons where you don't see, because like we have the ruler of the full moon, which is Pisces, the ruler of Pisces, and the ruler of Virgo kind of like have certain aspects as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the communication is stronger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only like the luminaries themselves, but also like the planets, like kind of like governing it or whatever.
So Mercury trine Jupiter, right? So I feel now is a great time to get things out, like if you want to post stuff, right? Because it feels that it's going to be received so much more better, especially if what you're gonna post has a more serious nature to it.
Yeah.
So if you've got like some business thing to do, or if it's even like a work thing, maybe work communications may be really, really helpful if you're in the corporate section.
Yeah.
Corporate sector, sorry.
Yeah. And also if you're like in a very like teaching kind of role somehow, it's like very like if you're an educator, like you're something that has to do with like education, like trying to propagate certain ideas. I think with Mercury and Jupiter like having the kind of aspects, I think that helps.
It could also be dangerous. because I'm speaking of this in the school sense.
Oh, okay.
Because in world events, sometimes trines don't actually
that's
actually
true.
be too beneficial because they can end up amplifying like the wrong kind of energy.
Yeah.
So Mercury, Jupiter, a pandemic is all about covering your mouth, and Mercury is all about talking. So,
that's what you do on social media.
So if you're a teacher, you gotta be really, really careful.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Big crowds and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. What else is full moon?
Venus opposing Saturn. And I guess Pluto.
Yeah, I think, but it's more, the orb is like closer to Saturn, I think.
And Saturn's more...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think your values will be questioned and asked if they're sustainable. You might see stuff that you don't want to see in terms of just what you value. Like as in, probably you're going to be asked to assign value to things that are more sustainable.
Yep.
Yeah, you just might be really attracted to stability right now.
You are.
Yeah.
Especially
technically everyone is yearning for some kind of stability, but I think now it's just a good time to attract like inner stability or just any kind of like grounding work that you want to get done in terms of just helping you deal with like life in general.
Yes.
I think it's a good time to like harness Venus Pluto energies.
That's true.
Because like it helps you sort of go through the dark times, but like you're still going through it like really fun. Because Venus is all about like graces, like just going through the chaos like gracefully.
Yeah.
In a way.
As in Cancer.
Yeah.
Just like very homey, like very nurturing, and has like a certain kind of protection to it throughout that evolved nature. So it's like, I think there's a certain kind of grace to it. Yeah, that's definitely
exactly.
true.
Yeah. What else?
I think we should talk about the this Uranus and Taurus kind of like.
Oh yeah.
It's also connecting the sun and moon.
Okay. I think it's just a really good time for liberation right now to break. If anyone's doing these releasing or just like if you're trying to do some unlearning, just any kind of like deprogramming or stuff that you just want to release, I think it's really, really good too.
Yeah.
Because Uranus is all about going against what we think is authority. Yeah. And just breaking out and saying, fuck you, this is what I want to do.
That's true.
So I think, just your individual needs will present itself to you. Yeah. And if there's stuff that you want to change and free yourself from, I think Uranus is going to be very helpful this time around. Yeah,
and it's in Taurus, which is really the sign of like sustenance.
So much of grounding.
Pleasure. Wow. Yeah, a lot of grounding. So I think this is a very good full moon to work with in terms of like the dreamy aspect of the moon in Pisces. We can get into the head somehow. But like these planets really like kind
bring
of
you down to earth,
like how to like, all right, I have this dream, I have this like very like ethereal feeling that how I want to like be surrounded by, or how do I want to feel internally. And Uranus is really that like, yes, like perhaps even a good time to like start something like new-ish, like something that is like you may perceive it out of like what you would normally do, and then like grounding it and having certain enough activation to kind of like ground that energy to your routine, because Taurus also kind of like it's a very like day-to-day feel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so it then becomes it does become an everyday thing once you've gone through that threshold, and you just get you just achieve like full on liberation. Yeah, so it's great. So far, it just feels, of course, it's heavy in its own way, but it's also liberating in its own way. Like once you sort of start to just settle into the earth, the amount of earth planets right now, I think it's just going to be so much more easier to navigate. And like what you said, the whole thing about as crazy as your ideas may seem, somehow you can even be presented with faith that it's going to work out just fine.
Yeah, exactly. And
Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So probably after this we're also going to go through yet another new cycle.
That's
Like
true.
more,
Like a
another
lunation
cycle of shedding, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never thought of it like that.
Especially since this year, since our collective transition, or should I say collective ascension, you know, as you go higher, all you gotta do is just keep, you know, removing. You know, it's basically just Mother Earth kind of just getting a Brazilian.
Yeah,
Right?
that's so true.
She's like, okay, you musty.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
okay.
All respect to Mother Gaia, though.
Of course, Gaia is the best. I really love her.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to. So that's kind of the astro
Energy
forecast.
Yeah, astro forecast. Yeah.
Based on the aspects that will be made, and now we're gonna go into tarot messages for the signs. So we start off with Virgo.
We're starting with Virgo.
And you're gonna be doing the Earth and all the signs.
I'm doing all the Earth signs because I like Earth signs. Just kidding. My higher self is hella earthy. My higher self is like, you know, rooted on Earth. It's like a nature lover, apparently.
It's so funny, right? Because your higher self is very earthy, but your MC is in an Earth sign.
Yeah. My MC is Earth sign. Yeah, and Okay, so we're gonna pull some cards for the general message from the full moon, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
How many are you pulling though?
I think I'm gonna pull like maybe like 3 to 4.
I'll start timer. Have the mirror. Oh wow. Okay. What I'm feeling like here, we have the mirror. We have the mirror, which is really. This is Neptune energy. It's also Pisces. The mirror is kind of like 12 is the hang.
The Hangman?
Yeah.
I see just like ultimate surrender.
Yes.
It's like complete surrender. It's like this time I feel like there's, in terms of just letting go of control and just flowing, that's gonna come with so much less resistance this time around.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the mirror. That's true, because I guess with the mirror also tapping into like something that we kind of like trying to project, but at the same time like we really surrender ourselves to like the projection. And we also have like 9 of arrows here. 9 of arrows is usually 9 of swords. This is the hooded man, the hermit, which is Virgo. We have a Virgo card coming out.
You literally have a Virgo Pisces.
Yeah.
Here, Virgo Neptune. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, the mirror is Pisces, right? The hang.
The Hangman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah. And then we also have 8 of bows, which is 8 of wands. When I'm tapping into here for Virgo, particularly, there's a mirror going on. And I guess now it's like with dedication here, I feel like y'all are already doing a lot of like internal work, and now it's like time to celebrate more of the arrow somehow. I think it's your season. I guess Virgos, perhaps there's a deep sense of like they're always being in service in one way or the other, and there's a sense here that you need to kind of like come together and like celebrate something that you have to kind of like work with for the past 9 months. I would say suddenly there's like this timing going on. So whatever you've been working on for the past 9 months, and now there's a sense of like celebration to it that comes with this full moon. And I think one way or another, y'all kind of like manifested this into existence with the mirror. It's kind of like looking at it there, and now that you're here, so you're basically like in that mirror that where you were trying to project before. And then 9 of bows. All right, so
That's a lot of 9. Wait, sorry.
9. The 9, yeah, bows. Bows is like fire. I feel there's this deep longing to go somewhere, like to travel, or perhaps to venture into new territory, to venture into something that is very fulfilling for your soul, rather than something that was perhaps kind of like day to day, or like because you've done the work, I feel. And yeah, that's basically it. So if there is a target that y'all trying to go forward, I think the message here is really about like celebration, like celebrate what you've earned, what you've manifested, and now it's time to like dedicate that fire, that celebratory fire, into something new. Yeah. So, wow, a lot of manifestation happened already for people with Virgo placement. So, who does that apply to? Rising, Sun.
For me, I normally see like Sun and Rising.
Sun and Rising.
Like those are like
because we're astro bitches.
Yeah, exactly.
Although if your night chart, you can consider the moon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't. It's not like I'm going to like dismiss the moon.
Yeah.
That's like second, like I'm sorry, third in terms of like priority. Yeah.
You're dismissing the night chart, people.
I'm a night chart.
I'm a night chart.
How would I do that? Okay, so next in line is our cardinal sign Libra. Ooh. We've got some balance relating cards coming up. Damn. Alright, so many sixes. Okay, so Libra. The weird message I'm getting is that if someone owes you money, you should totally go and just like, get in touch with them again. Yeah. That could be it could be a thing. I'm also picking up just you're reminiscing about the past, especially when you feel that you have been short-handed or you feel that you did not have enough to give. And maybe these moments have sort of been haunting you and it's time for you to release it, obviously. I'm also seeing that you need to look more into just learning about how power dynamics operate in your life. Codependencies are something that you should be looking into. It's not so much that you have them, but it's more just identifying your dynamics in life and to see if if any of your actions came from a place of like codependency. Yeah. And after that, it's also just about I get it that right now it's hard to be objective, although generally Libras are normally objective. It kind of feels like at this point you just want to like slide to one like spectrum of the scale, like moving in between extremes. Maybe your thoughts are a bit more unfocused, so it's time to just reestablish your goals and be much more logical, that like in terms of stopping you from overthinking. Yeah, you have like there's so much of plans that you want to like put in place and stuff, but your mind is just running all over the place right now, so time to sort of narrow your gaze, your focus. Yeah. And then we've got Judgment at the end. So Judgment is just pretty much everything around you is changing. Probably these people that are from your past, if any of them have actually pushed you into this state of mind where you're always overthinking and looking over your back, or you feel that you've always have to have a more expansive view on life and stuff. All these things, all these people that don't necessarily make you feel good. If you want it to end, like in terms of just like separating from these people, it's so much more possible. But it's all about just having a game plan at this point. Virgo season is all about being practical and planning and being meticulous. So that's kind of what you guys are being guided to do as well. So tap into your inner Virgos especially if you don't have any of those placements in your chart.
That's nice.
Yep. That's it, Libra.
Whew. That's good. That's good for Libras. I'm pretty sure they would appreciate that.
That's kind of heavy.
Libras love
heavy.
a certain kind of like, relation to things.
Connection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm gonna do Scorpios next. I'm changing decks just because I'm a mutable sign.
Of course.
So for Scorpios, wow. High Priestess energy, Scorpio. This is something y'all definitely are already so used to.
Yeah, that's true.
Consciously or unconsciously.
That is so true.
When I'm tapping into, oh my god, it's not coming out. High Priestess, Page of Cups, very Scorpio. 10 of Cups.
So much water.
So much water. King of Pentacles. Alright. What I'm feeling like here, Scorpios, you are being called to ancestral work. Okay, this is alright. There's a deep sense of like a lot of y'all are being called to channel something into this world. So perhaps there's that internal knowing that you are trying to really bring out to the world. That's why you have Page of Cups here. And the High Priestess is really the Moon's card, right? It's like the internal knowing, the very like a radical form of like receptiveness to it. But I feel like there's a stagnant energy where y'all are kind of scared to take that step to be that messenger, perhaps in an aspect of your life. And there's 10 of Cups here, so it could relate to home issues, or even like home in the sense that like where the idea of your home is. So with the people, if your home is like where your friends are, perhaps there's something that y'all haven't actually communicate, or y'all haven't tell them. Like there's this like deep water that is like filling up and it's gonna burst somehow. And with the King of Pentacles here, it's just like offer it in a very like grounded sense, in a way that like it's not supposed, it's like heavy stuff. There's like a lot of like, I feel heavy stuff is going on with the Scorpio reading, but then y'all know kind of how to kind of like go about it and not seem like quote unquote like emotional. Because I guess like when we bring heavy stuff, I guess like I don't think anyone has all the skills to do it. But then with the King of Pentacles, it's really being asked to kind of like, oh, this is like where you learn your mastery, where you are being asked to kind of like step up to your own power, to kind of like really offer that cup. Because I really see like all goes back to like you offering something to someone or a group of people, perhaps. Whatever this is. Yeah, they have Ace of Pentacles. So perhaps there's this deep longing for a message that's really want to manifest itself in the physical world. So Scorpios, y'all better do it, because it's gonna explode. No, I mean you have Page, you have 10. Because I feel like when it comes to 10, you're like, it's already good to one, and you have like Ace of Cups here, which is a really like a rebirth of something new. So if you have
talked about the intensity, right? Scorpios are intense, so
by nature,
so you can handle the intensity.
Yeah, you can handle the intensity, but now it's really about like mastering it to kind of like externalize it and like offering it, like perhaps present it in a very like it's an offering. It's like a offer to help someone or some a group of people. So yeah. So don't be afraid of those messages that's coming to you, and just deliver it. Sometimes y'all are just like the messenger, not necessarily like you have to take in everything, you know? So that's my message for Scorpios. Okay, this is intense. I'm good.
Well, we have Sagittarius next.
Oh, I love
So I wonder why Sag fucking rising. Oh man. Sagittarius rising, so what can I say?
What can you say?
What can I say? So I just have too many of them in my life. But you know what they say, right? Jupiter never stops expanding.
That's true.
So what else do we have?
I'm hearing attentively at this one because I'm a Sag rising, in case y'all don't know.
Oh, damn. That's a shitload of Earth. Okay. So 3 of Wands lets me know that you guys already know where you're going. You have already gone past taking the steps to do it. You know, you're very much on your way. It's on, you know, it's happening. The journey is, you know, it has begun. There's still, you know, distance more, but it's begun. And along it, I think right now you're going to be presented with more opportunities that push you in situations where you have no choice but to push your ego aside. and you're whenever like I guess sometimes people genuinely do feel like, you know, afraid to ask for help sometimes when they feel like, you know, they need it, and you know, sometimes I guess they can be afraid of coming across as needy and stuff like that. But sometimes, you know, we like naturally the world, it's all about coexisting and integration and stuff like that. So whenever, you know, people are helping you out, or whenever you're helping people out, it's just sort of like divine balance, natural order. That's just how it is. We all do help each other from time to time. Yeah. And once you do that, then you are going to just gonna have a so much more easier way of reacting with your reality, reacting to your reality or interacting with it. And because Ace of Pentacles is like a brand new start, right? So it's a renewal, and since it's Earth, it's just how you move around your environment. You know, it's the same old place and stuff like that, but you know, there's just going to be so much more new visions to it. So once you just start to do more ego work, and ultimately that will teach you so much more patience with the Knight of Pentacles, you know, because you know, you have this, and I guess Sags, you know, they're all about getting there. You know, the glyph is an arrow, right?
Yeah.
So you know, when you guys do have your eyes set on something, no matter how far it is, you're just gonna go down that road anyway, right? But the problem with sometimes the Sags is that, you know, they are too carefree, that they forget to be grounded, and they forget about consequences. But the Knight of Pentacles is you know, the influence is helping you, you know, just be much more responsible. And once again, patience. Yeah. So that's it.
Great.
Sags.
Oh my god, I resonate with that so much. Oh, wow.
Love it.
Like when you say like something is on the way, I've been feeling it. I've been like really harnessing like.
Oh my god, Caps. You're doing Cap now.
I'm doing Capricorn.
I'm a Cap rising, so this one is my turn.
It's your turn.
It's literally right after each other.
Oh, come on. Can we stop? Can you like go with your energy?
God.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. All right. Oh wow. Okay.
Scary.
I usually have like some form of like anchor card, because that's how I roll. We have the Forest Lovers, which is the Lovers card for all our Capricorns. All right. This could be a love reading or it could not, so just read however it is. With the Forest Lovers, there's a certain kind of union that is really surfacing in you this full moon in Pisces. Coming back to yourself, kind of union within parts of you, or even union with another person. And I see there's a resistance here. Perhaps with Cap rising, there's a certain kind of way, 9 of Stones tradition, 9 of Pentacles. Cap risings, y'all probably have been, or Cap sun or moon, you know, those are, sorry, I'm like projecting. But I feel with this 9 of Stones tradition card, it really speaks about, because 9 is like that very independent card. And I feel like there's been that energy that's like, I'm independent, I can do shit. Because Capricorns are also ruled by Saturnian, and Saturn is like all over Caps this year, right? Like it's always there. So I feel there's a natural power feel for Caps to kind of like, whatever I'm doing, it's already working. It's like, it works. So that sense of independence of like, it works. It has traditionally worked, thus it should work moving forward. But then you also have the Green Woman, which is the Empress in reverse. And what is it asking you to do is really about like, really, I think people may not realize it, but Cap is like a very like, quote unquote, like feminine, it's a yin, like a sign.
Receptive.
A very receptive sign. And the Green Woman here is really about like being open to love, I would say, being open to a new reality. So if you see like your life, or like you have like trophies, I'm sorry, because Capricorns are always like about those rewards, right? So if you have a trophy of your life, maybe you can dedicate one trophy where it's actually empty, where there's nothing there yet, but something is coming to fill it up. So I guess one of the lessons here to actually open up that space, because perhaps y'all are so used to kind of like, I got this, I got everything, I'm done, I'm set with life, I'm happy. But with the Green Woman, kind of, what if there's something that is lack in your life and you think you don't need it, but actually you need to dedicate an altar or space for it, because we are a whole being, and we need to dedicate spaces for that. And you also have the pole star, which is the star. So perhaps there's a really like a cosmic reset going on. And in navigating this like quote unquote new thing for you, probably y'all are like used to being lost in that area. So I feel like with the pole star, there's a sense of like, I don't want to go here because I either been into like the forbidden forest kind of feel, and I was like trashed by like all the monsters or like all the like scary things or whatever fear-based things that was programmed there. But with the ending of the Six of Bows here, it's really about like, you know, there's victory waiting at the end of it all. So really about like trusting your intuition, making space for it. Because I really see the Green Woman is like, sometimes you really need to kind of like, hey, universe, I'm dedicating a space for a relationship, or I'm dedicating a space for someone else to enter my life, or I'm dedicating a space for a new relationship with certain people in your life, a reframing of relationships perhaps, and yeah, you need to intentionally have that and kind of like just lead by your intuition. And I don't see anything like bad or like, you know, worrying about it, but it takes a lot of like courage and also like a lot of like ego. You know, I don't like putting ego as a bad thing. Ego lowering, yeah. To kind of like actually make space for those. So that's for y'all Capricorns. I hope it resonates.
Yeah, it does. It does. Girl. Oh god.
What's the next?
Okay.
So
now we are going to the second half of the Saturn ruled.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the Aquarians, Lord.
It's interesting we have the stars now. It's
Yeah, and the star is an Aquarius card.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Wow. Very, very, very heavy. Wow. Okay, so first of all, Aquarians, congratulations. It sounds like you guys have been on your shit. It feels like you guys are driven. You guys are so much more clear on what you want. You guys are taking action when you are supposed to. It feels like, you know, this Virgo season has been working out for you. You guys have been planning, and, you know, you've been also sort of doing this whole expect the unexpected work. And I guess working with changes as they arrive, because as much as Aquarius likes to bring change, they are a fixed sign. So they can be radical in terms of how they want to enforce these things. But now I feel with Justice, you are getting a much bigger picture of what's going on and understanding how polarities balance things out, or how, you know, polarities exist as spectrums, you know, all these sorts of things, and you're understanding how a lot of things actually just polarities sort of need each other to be self-sustainable. And so you're understanding that how your unique energy works in the world is just what it is. You guys, I think you're coming into more awareness of your roles on what you want to do with your lives or with your existence, or just what you want to do right now. And, you know, by you always just being yourself and doing stuff against the norm, well, not, but, you know, you don't necessarily do it like too consciously. You know, you naturally just gravitate to what everyone else isn't into, and you understand that, you know, this is just how you serve one half of like the divine balance.
Definitely.
Yeah, so, you know, you guys are definitely just understanding how your roles work within, you know, within the big wheel, the big universal wheel. And you guys are just coming into, you know, you guys, like I said, you guys are owning your shit. You are, because you guys, we have the star here, right, with the Aquarius card.
Oh wow, you have the star as well.
Yeah, the Aquarius card. So, you know, you guys are seeing your hope like come in for you. You guys, you know, at one point, yes, it was just wishing on a star and wishing, and, you know, maybe going through some disappointment or whatever. But now it's like you guys generally feel so much more empowered to do stuff for you, and you just know like things are gonna, you know, just work out in your favor. And
that's,
you know,
a pretty
just,
death card. I love it.
It is, yeah. And, you know, just like your periods of fear and self-doubt are all like coming to an end. just keep pushing for more self-awareness, and if you've got your creative projects and stuff, that focusing on that will bring like big time rewards for you, whether it's emotional or physical or material. Yeah, your creative pursuits right now, yeah, that stuff is going to further change your life. Yeah,
You have 3 major arcanas too.
that's right. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Right.
next card is for Pisces.
Pisces,
Okay, I'm
our
excited.
full moon baby. The full moon Pisces.
This is applied to the Pisces sun too.
Pisces sun, moon, rising, everything. Or if you're a stellium, Okay, this is anchor card for Pisces. Oh, Pisces, something is opening up for you.
Is that the 8 of Swords?
Yes. Wow, also death card again. Knight of Cups. Alright. Pisces. I think with this full moon energy, what I'm tapping into is that like there isn't something that y'all are not are I think this is a very conscious thing. Yeah, it is I think y'all are just don't want to deal with something in whatever aspects of your life right now. And this is really about the 8 of Swords is really tapping into that like now is the time to actually open your eyes and see that there's actually nothing, like there's no fear around you. You're literally putting yourself in the boxes, whatever that is, box for you. And you have 6 of Pentacles, and you're really being asked to kind of like knowing that like whatever struggle that you're going through, that you can just always share it with another person, and that person or like those people kind of like will kind of like assist you through whatever problems you have. So I guess there's this deep sense of like, in the space of like victim, like, in a very like victimization space, where Pisces is at. But you're being called to kind of like show up for other people, to really share whatever that is concerned in your life. And knowing that the universe, with the 6 of Pentacles, knowing that the universe always works in balance. It's like what you're giving, you're receiving. And if you're always in that space and thinking that you're alone, then you will be alone in one way or the other. So I guess opening up that space for giving and receiving, because I see like there are people in your life that you could trust and that definitely could help you. And you also have Death card here. So perhaps for all the Pisces out there, this pattern is like something is ending already with it. It's like it is ready to be released from your energetic field. It is a very like deep cleanse with the Death card here. And part of those deep cleanse happens when you actually share it more. I guess that I somehow like the word sharing really comes out for me, and it's really just about like the more you share, the more you like release the heaviness surrounding the stories of your life. So perhaps through communicating it, if the full moon in Pisces, you're really like whatever your sign is in Pisces really illuminates that like the how big that problem or whatever that issue is, but also like the ability to like release it all together and to illuminate it to help illuminate other people as well. Especially with the Knight of Cups kind of like comes into the story where y'all are really want to go somewhere else already with your emotions, with your heart. So it has a lot to do with your heart cleansing, I feel, with the Pisces. And like just take one more card. And yeah, I do feel around you with 3 of Cups energy, there are like people around you are like can celebrate you as much as you celebrate yourself. So keep that in mind and go forward with it. So deep release, but then at the end it's really just about showing up for the people you love. And knowing that you can share it together, whatever that burden is.
And like you said, that whole thing about stop assuming that there's worry and there's like badness out to get you, and I guess with the Death card it shows that this pattern is over. Like
it is over.
Like feeling like you're always getting fucked over and stuff. Like that's done and dusted.
That's
with,
done.
right?
Yeah.
Or at least it's being purged out.
It's purged out, like a very high amount of it, at least like 50%. Okay.
Good
job.
I do it. I do. Okay, now it's my turn to do the fire, the cardinal fire sign.
Yes,
Aries.
Oh my god,
Once
we're all
again,
like doing it like in a sequence thing.
It's like a what? Fire sun,
Yeah.
fire rising thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Earth rising for you.
Yeah.
After
And
rain.
water sun. Ooh, girl. Oh, damn, Aries. Ooh.
Whew.
Okay.
I can always feel.
Okay, Aries. I guess right now, you guys are honoring your emotional needs so much more. You know, you guys are finally coming to an understanding that, you know, sometimes your actions may always, like, you know, are almost always contributing to, you know, drama and arguments, and you finally understand how important it is to just have healthy, stable, and fulfilled emotions. However, I also feel like sometimes you guys assign too much value to material stuff, and you expect emotional fulfillment from that. And you know, these things are not like mutually exclusive. You know, you can have all of these at one go. And actually, what I'm getting is that if you improve your emotional health right now, you're going to be in so much more better position to have, you know, the abundance of finance and security that you guys are also striving for. And also with the Seven of Pentacles, patience is being highlighted. With the Seven of Pentacles, it's more of like, it's not delayed, but it's not denied, but it's delayed. And if there are things that you're waiting for, perhaps you could just be literally waiting for like more money and stuff. And what I'm seeing is that you're just gonna have to wait a bit. And if you can't wait, then, you know, it's time to just get creative and, you know, sort of think outside the box. And, you know, to get whatever you need to get. But for the most part, the main aspect of something that you're waiting for, you are just being asked to sort of develop a bit more patience for it. Especially since Mars is charging through Aries, and you're just like, I want to get it done. I want to get it done with right now.
Definitely.
Maybe I think it's more of a situation. Actually, I feel like it's not that Aries is waiting for something, but maybe it's more of wanting to move on to a situation or move on from a situation. And maybe you guys want to move right now, but you can't. For the first time in your life, you can't.
I feel called out.
So I'm just keeping it real. So, you know, you guys are also just being asked to sort of contain your energy. Just for the time being. Just for the time being. And just pay attention to your extremes. Your multi-dimensional selves are coming forward right now. So whenever you're going to just discover so much more contradicting aspects of yourself. You know, you would be like, I realize I'm into this thing. And then you might also realize you're into another kind of interest. And these two are like completely conflicting. And you're just being asked to embrace all of that right now. And even if you feel that you're being messy or, you know, emotional, you know, if you feel that you've just been too much, and I'm just getting the message, just embrace it all. Own it all. Own the mess that you are.
Oh my god. Hot mess. Love it.
Yeah.
With Mars there, come on.
Yeah, just own that
In
shit.
retrograde. Alright.
Yep.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. It resonates so much for me.
Oh my God.
Alright. I feel called out like
Love it.
from the beginning. Alright, let's do Taurus. I love Taurus. Alright, anchor card. Seven of Stones, healing. Just now there's also like Seven of Pentacles, right?
Yep. For Aries.
Yeah. For Taurus, my lovely Taurus friends. I love Taurus, by the way. I don't know why.
What? Sidereal?
Shut up. I've changed person now. I'm sidereal Taurus. No, I'm sidereal Pisces. I'm progress Taurus.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. That's just some of the astro stuff. For Taurus, what your anchor card is Seven of Pentacles, healing. I would say that this full moon bring a message of healing, but there's something that you're not seeing with this full moon. The message here is that like y'all have been healing for the past 7 months, I would say the number. And now it's time to kind of like, with the Page of Arrows, now it's time to communicate more, because I feel like, and Taurus like rules the throat or something, right? And get your resources together. Get your support. I feel like there's support in the material world that y'all are really trying to call into, but somehow it's not coming in. It's not like, I guess it's because y'all were in like healing mode for the past few months. I mean, everyone is, but maybe with the Taurus people, Taurian out there was a sense that like, okay, this is where we are at now, and if it's not improving, I guess we're not improving. But the message here is really that like, if you want things to improve, know that like you have the creativity and the resources to do so. Because I know that Taurus are like hella self-reliant, and they know like what they
Very
can tap
tenacious.
into. Very tenacious. And you also have the Two of Arrows here, which is injustice. And I guess y'all are also somehow the same with Aries. Like Aries is embracing that messiness of whatever like conflicting it is. With Taurus is also the same in the sense that like y'all are sitting between a few options, and it's fine to dabble with your options. As in like, you don't always have to like go in and stick with it. I guess with I really feel it very heavy in this reading, where there's a sense that like there's a sense of Five of Arrows, frustration. Yeah, there's a sense of frustration that comes in, that like, oh, I have to do this, but then if I do this, I have to be fully committed to it. But then not necessarily true. Sometimes you just need to do this to honor like the process and the journey of it, rather than that seeing it as an end all be all. So start experimenting, be open to it, like, because resource will come when you open up yourself to like experiments. So see experiments as a way to get wherever you want, and don't perceive it as something quote unquote like unstable or
something that you have to commit to.
Yeah, something that you're not commit to. And you have like your final card, which is Five of Arrows, which really talks about trying to like shoot to like the main stuff, but you feel like your arrows is not going to where you want it to be. But sometimes it's just about like keep on trying and keep on like tapping into whatever you have until like you find that one thing. So yeah, for Taurus, I do feel like a deep experimentation going on, because I guess they were like forlorn or like feeling this very heaviness that they're done with one phase of their life and they're ready to like experiment with new things. So go at it. I support you, Taurus.
Sounds good. Much like Scorpio, sounds really heavy too. Damn.
Alright, Gemini. We love our Geminis. Oh, that message was for Shah, right? Yes, I do, Taurus.
She's gonna be cursing when she hears this. Well, this is for Geminis, tropical Gemini.
Can you stop being so attorney about it?
God damn it. Okay, Geminis. Wow. For the first time in your lives, the chaos that you guys bring wherever you go is actually helping you move forward. Wow.
Wait, don't say for the first time lah. You'll be like, you have like a watcher who's like a Gemini who's like probably like 60 years old or something.
Oh my god, she's probably hating me. No, I don't mean it like that. I love my Geminis too. But it's more of just like a strange turn of events, really. I think in situations where people expect you to just be crucified or just shut down are the situations where you're actually doing the best. So, it feels like the situations that have always been really hard on you in the past, like now you're just like, whatever. Like, I got this shit. And at the same time, you're not just like, I got this shit. But with the Five of Swords here, it's like if someone, gives you shit, like, you're gonna throw it right back at them. You're not afraid of conflict at this point, especially if, like, you didn't, like, stir the pot. And Geminis always love stirring the pot, right? But this time around, it's more of, like, when you stir the pot and then, like, when there's a mess, like, what happens is that everyone's gonna normally blame Gemini for it. But Gemini didn't really do shit, and it's more of just, like, it's just being able to navigate that mess and get out of there unscathed. Yeah. So, that's where we have the Chariot, right? It's like forward progression, movement. It's all about, my favorite line when it comes to reading the Chariot, like the favorite way of saying it is using the oppositions to drive you forward. Yeah. So, like all the stuff that you feel that is like not going well for you, those actually are the things that are kind of giving you blessings, like twisted blessings. Yeah. So, but just don't worry about feeling lost. Like, even if the road's not clear, being the mutable sign that you are, you'll find your way there. Like somehow, somewhat. Just watch your mouth.
Is that personal message or what? Is that channel?
I just saw this and I was like, just watch your mouth.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's a message for Gemini for the lifetime.
In general, right? I don't need a card to say that.
Even the cards say that. It's not me. It's not the stereotype.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, Geminis. Or should I say sidereal Tauruses? I'm sorry, I'm petty.
I'm
are petty as fuck.
Alright, let's do it. Cancer.
Cancerians.
My
Lunar water babies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to really honor my...
Does this work for descendants too? Cancer on the 7th?
I mean, or if you're invested or,
What the hell?
Whew. Alright, last one I'm just gonna pick up. Somehow, Cancer... Oh, y'all got the Hang as your anchor card, which is really Pisces or energy. Ooh, Magician. Alright. So, for Cancerians up there, with the Hang here, I feel... In a way, I feel like this is a very lovely Hang. In the sense that, like, your life will, like, turn around for the past 3 months, I would say. Turn around, your life was, like, being turned around. But somehow now, you're, like, being more comfortable with the idea of things turning around. Because, like, there are always, like, that resistance to change. But now, then there is that, like, I actually kind of, like, love getting used to this.
It's like the crab peeking out and seeing if it's safe.
Yeah, and it is quite safe. And it's like, and you have the 10 of Swords here because, I guess, the crab knows that there's, like, a certain kind of things that are evolving beyond its power. And with Cancerian, you know that they are the nurturer. They want to keep things in control within their, like, safe, like, the requirement of a safe space is important. But then somehow, if, like, the world is a shit show, like, your safe space is always yourself, right? And just really being in that space of, like, although surrounding me is a chaos, I can still be here, be where I am at with, like, greater presence. And you have, like, 10 and 9. 9 of Wands here really speaks about something that was really heavy, that was really happened past. And now y'all are really praying it for a new future somehow. I feel like Cancerians are like, I really want the future path no longer be about that what was. And then there's a very great manifestation power here with the Magician. So I guess right now, if y'all are trying to, like, curate a different story, curate a different reality for yourself, it's a very potent time with this full moon for you, to really just really honoring that what was are not necessarily what will be. So it's like certain stories of your life, they could just end and that was a phase and that's fine. And knowing that, like, it doesn't need to have a recurring theme. And because those things, perhaps that whatever that happened or wherever you are at right now, perhaps it's quite strange for you. That's why you have the Hang as anchoring. Perhaps this experience has been like, wow, like this happened, like happened to me. Like sometimes you don't know that it could happen to someone like you, kind of a perspective. And know that the story doesn't have to repeat itself with the Magician. because the magician has a lot of power to really manifest, to bring forward, like bring it in front of your eyes, whatever that you want. Like really focus on that. And I guess a lot of the focus are, if I were to give advice, is like birthing new realities for you. And yes, the Emperor, you have the Emperor, which is the Aries card, which is also the card of 2020 for this year in numerology, because 2020 is 4. Because you are so ready to kind of like step up into a more powerful version of yourself, knowing who you are, knowing a greater sense of boundaries, greater sense of like discernment of what is for you and what is not for you anymore, and go at it. I'm really feeling like it was heavy, but it was like in a very like
but it's also very like self-empowering towards
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So all the best to y'all, Cancers.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me a little. It kind of shares like themes with the Pisces thing.
Yeah,
like the thing about the stop letting the past, like the past disappointments inform your future.
That's true. Yeah, it has to do with the water houses.
It's a water thing. It's a water sign. I think water sign's been going through. I think especially since as a water sign, going through like, disappointments can really structure your reality in the sense where you feel like it's gonna be happening like all the time.
Yeah, true.
So but with many of the readings, it's clearly saying that we can control those things, right?
All right, the final one of favorite or
Leos.
The sun child.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are not happy to go last, but I don't give a fuck. Okay. Interesting. All right, Leos. First and foremost, I'm gonna look at your cups, the cups card. So we have the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So how I see it is that right now you guys, I feel like there's some maturity that you guys are not tapping into right now, where in terms of with the Knight of Cups, you guys are embodying that energy and you're very much moving around emotionally in love in a way. Maybe you guys are just sort of playing around and falsely committing, or not taking other people's feelings too seriously, and you're just being asked to just step back and be responsible, like the King of Cups, because otherwise that shit's gonna blow you over, and it's just gonna make things harder for you in terms of how you interact with people, and how you also ultimately, when you're ready to start building something like proper, stable with someone, then it's gonna get harder. Yeah. But then we also have the Star here, and the Star tells me that you guys have sort of been acting this way because you guys have been feeling really lucky, and you are on this lucky streak, and things
Leo season.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So so like there's kind of like this high that you kind of just got off, and while it's important to always keep the hope and to feel good, understand that it's not a pass for entitlement, and it's definitely not a time to be like careless. Yeah. That's it. That's pretty much it for Leos. Yeah.
That's such an interesting message. Coming off like
the fire signs though. The fire signs, I keep getting very like harsh-ish messages. Yeah. So God knows what the fuck the fire signs been doing. Mars has been like fucking some shit up, Mars has been giving like, the Leo and maybe Sagittarius placements like the trines. Energy boost. Yeah. So it's like, woo!
Yeah, definitely. That definitely is.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, Leo.
Okay.
That's it. So that is pretty much our collective read for the full moon in Pisces.
Yes.
Do you have any final things to add? Any closing?
I don't have anything to add. I do feel like the Pisces full moon is very potent somehow. Yeah, especially when you mentioned about like the final lunation of it,
because it's the last sign,
yeah, and like the next season Libra will be an Aries full moon, which is a different thing altogether, and
solstice.
So yeah, Yep.
Yeah.
And I really love the idea that we talked about earlier about like this is really the time to get like grounded with like whatever our dreams are, no matter how like limited like the world feels in
Fantasies
general.
exist so that they can be fulfilled.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you have like evil fantasies. We don't endorse that. Just being real.
Yeah, of
but,
course.
But I mean, like you said, right? Because
Yeah,
sometimes
imagination is very important.
Like sometimes people have really big dreams, and it's easy for people to just discourage them,
Mhm.
right? And they're I guess it is very easy to be discouraged,
Mhm.
right? But it all starts with like dreaming and imagining it. And I was speaking to Karishma about this, right? Like we wouldn't have desires if they were not meant to be fulfilled ultimately, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I was also like recently I talked to a friend and I kind of like reflect on how imagination is such a gift. Like having imagination is such a gift that you are able to like it's like a medicine you can give yourself to like imagine new realities or like new versions of you, new relationship, new career, whatever new things you wanna like. Imagination is like the first point of
first
like
step.
the first prototype of like your own
Yeah.
manifestation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely. Like there's always this line, right? If you can dream it, you can do it.
yes. Yeah. So
Yeah. That's it.
that's it.
Yeah. So
Thank
thank you guys for
you.
tuning in. I will definitely be bringing on more witches in addition to monthly readings for the signs.
Yes.
So
thank you so much,
tune in.
Nikki, for inviting me to collaborate on this
Anytime.
monthly reading.
I have a feeling we're going to be doing this much more often.
Yeah, I feel it too. It's fine. All right.
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye bye.
Happy